Hi guys, my name is Bethany and welcome to my little book nook of BookTube. Today I am coming at you with a TBR for the One Readathon. Whoop whoop! Let's get into it. So, breathe, calm down Bethany, get your nerd excitement under control. Reason one why I'm so excited about this. It is like a point system and I am a very competitive person and I am excited to like rack up points for little old Gryffindor over here. 2. Speaking of Gryffindor, you're in your houses, your Hogwarts houses. Now technically, seriously I need to like breathe. Secondly, technically when I take the like test, I'm a Hufflepuff, but I've always identified a little bit with Gryffindor, and when I saw that the Gryffindor house needed a helping hand, I jumped in. So I'm a Huffledore, a Gufflepuff, a Griffin Puff. I am a Griffin Puff, and I went with the Griffin side of me today. So the other thing about this readathon is that as well as getting points for your own house, you can also my mind is like on the Hogwarts Express, just choo-chooing around everywhere right now. I apologise for the mess that this is so far. Anyway, you can get points for your house, but you can also take points from other houses, and I just love that little sneaky creep, 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 yoink the points out your hands kind of attitude towards all this. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, into the TBR. Now, there is a specific genre of books for this readathon, and that's fantasy. Lucky for me, your girl loves fantasy. Now, I apologise that some now is totally clickbaity. I'm probably not going to read all of those. However, dreams are free, right? In a way, that is my TBR. I'm just not expecting myself to complete it all. I went to the library and found a whole bunch of fantasy books that I'd had my eyes on. So I'm going to run through them, a brief synopsis, and we'll see essentially how many I get through. So the first book I have here is A Dark Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Now I read that when V.E. Schwab is V.E. Schwab, that means it's adult. Victoria Schwab is young adult. So this is an adult fantasy. If you're unfamiliar with A Dark Shade of Magic, the synopsis is that you follow Kel, a magician, a rare magician at that, as she jumps from one London to another London and like other parallel Londons, and each London has a different level of magical ability. And long story short, she saves the world a little bit. I don't know, just the whole parallel universe London thing, especially as I've been to London. If you didn't know, I was born in England. I don't know. Just pulled at my heartstrings a little bit. I'm really intrigued, and I have heard that she is a great writer. She's probably a great reader too though. My next book on the TBR is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. This one is kind of linked to the other one in the fact that it is set in London. Our main character, Richard, is a young businessman, and he isn't aware that there's this whole underworld to London called Neverwhere. And one act of kindness catapults him into the Neverwhere, where he experiences all the bizarre creatures that live down there. Again, don't know anything else more than that. I'm just intrigued by the whole alternate universe thing going on. Also, if you're... I was going to say if you're new to my channel is new. I guess just some knowledge you guys might want to know about me. I like going into books with minimal expectations, so I never read the actual reviews in Goodreads or anything. I just look at the stars, and even then, if the stars are like 2 but the synopsis intrigues me, I just read it anyway. But also I like to know nothing really about the plot, because then I can't get too excited about something that will happen, and there's nothing that annoys me more than a blurb that gives away major plot points. Anyway, my third book on my little TBR here is Tower of Dawn. I have been working my way through this series this year, and I am finally up to Tower of Dawn. I've been putting it off because she's chunky. She is thick with 2 C's, but She's also over 600 pages, so that will count for a lot of points if I manage to get through this. It is book 6 in the Throne of Glass series, and as far as I'm aware, the previous book we were following Selena / Aelin. It's jumping to Cal as we're following his little side plot. Not gonna lie, I love Cole, however you say his name. However, I want to know what happened to Selena / Aelin, so I'm kind of hesitant to pick this one up because I don't want to dislike it. But also, I love Throne of Glass, but the rest have been like slowly tracking downhill for me. So we'll see if I get to that one. Next one I have here is, oh, I caught it. When the Sky Fell on Splendour by Millie Henry. This one is a Bookstagram, made me pick it up. I have no idea what it's about, so let me just educate myself. Brief note, my library classifies this as fantasy. However, Goodreads classifies it as sci-fi. So this might be one I hesitate towards reading, but I think if my library's classified it as fantasy, that counts, right? We follow our main character called Franny, and this is 5 years after a steel mill exploded in a small town in Ohio, the town of Splendour. And essentially, her brother's in a coma, her parents have died, and she now amuses herself by going and filming supernatural, ghosty things until one day it's not fake anymore. End blurb. Next up, Darkdawn. This is the 3rd book in Jay Kristoff's The Nevernight Chronicles. And I gotta be real with you guys, I can't remember much of what happened in the first 2, apart from it's to do with like an assassin and, oh, that might be a spoiler, something happened to a friend. Anyway, this one is the conclusion of an epic fantasy. The Republic of Itrea is in chaos. Mia, that's right, Mia's our main character, has, oh, spoiler for previous books, I won't say that. Mia has done stuff, but then she finds a secret that will change the Republic forever and learn the destiny that lies in store for her. Can't remember anything that happened after reading that, apart from the fact that Mia's the main character, so I will have to wiki the first 2 books. Anyway, it's highly rated. I'm excited to get into it. Next book, The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is another Bookstagram made me do it. Also, the cover is really pretty. This is a fantasy. It's 1889 and the city is on the cusp of industry and power. It sounds like our main character, Severin, is offered his true inheritance, but he has to hunt down an artifact. Oh, and it's set in Paris. Literally, I pick books up with no idea what they're on about. Honestly, I just see the spine. Oh, I've heard of that. Pick it up. It's up there. I'm going to try read it. Next one. This one I picked up. So this one follows a story where the social classes are labelled by birds. You've got the swans, I believe, are like the aristocrats, or is that owls? I don't know, but the crows are at the bottom, and essentially what they do is they pull away the bloodless, lifeless corpses of the people who have died before them. However, the illness that caused those people's deaths does not seem to affect the crows, hence how they wound up with that job. One day, a prince tries to fake his own death, the crows find him, and now he's like, "Help, save me from a queen, and I will repay you when I one day become king." Let's see how that goes, shall we? And the very last book I have, ooh, Loki fail. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This one is fantasy dystopian set in the world of 2059. Ooh, another London-based one, but this time we follow a main character called Paige Mahoney. Now, Paige is a clairvoyant, and she is hired to use this power to break into people's minds. In her world called Scion, up to you I suppose, this is considered treason. One day she gets kidnapped, sent into prison. This person, trains her, and the only way she can survive is by training with him. And to be honest, that's kind of all I know. This is Samantha Shannon's debut. Another one I picked up just because I'd seen around on Bookstagram and BookTube, and that is it. So in total I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey team, so because I decided to do this video like so last minute, I managed to forget a book. Ironically, like the most important book, because this is the one that's my overlap from the Buzz Readathon and the One Readathon. So, 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. In every generation on the island of Fenburn, a set of triplets is born. 3 queens, all equal heirs to the crown. Only one will become queen. Pretty intriguing, and this is the one I'm going to start with first. 8 books. Am I going to finish these in like 8 days? Definitely not. But I've got some options. I'm going to see what I can do for the House Gryffindor, and I'm really excited to know if you guys are joining in too. If you want to see how my experience goes with reading these 8 books, I'm doing a vlog for this readathon, so please feel free to leave a cheeky like and subscribe to carry on with this little reading journey of mine, and I hope you enjoy all the places you go in your own reading journey. Thank you and sayonara!